Just sitting here watching the lake and the trees, feeling the wind. This video is 2 trips taken in August. We only had a weekend, and the distance from home to here in the time of the year would have meant be coming in late. First was just one single night on the August long weekend. So we just went out for one night, which is very risky on the August long weekend to go out because most of the sites are taken, and they were. The site we normally try to go to was taken. Pretty much all the sites nearby it were taken, so we had to keep paddling on. We were pretty fortunate we were able to find this site unoccupied, and it's working out real well for us. I think we will call this Chipmunk Point. Might be the best one because there's certainly a lot of little chipmunks here. It's how much time do you have to devote to being away, and then travel time comes into it. Obviously, if you want to come up and, I'm very fortunate. I live in Canada. It's 3 hours to Canadian Shield, beautiful territory like this, and I don't have to drive, 2 days or 15, 16-hour day to get here. Up, like, I know a lot of people that go to Canoe and Boundary Waters are driving from all over the United States, and it can be a 2-day trip. It could be a 3-day trip for them to get where they want to go. So the Fireball tradition started in 2016 on a hike as a warm-up to the West Coast Trail. Take a shot of Fireball in the morning before you start your hike. It'll just make your senses awake and get you going. What's the feeling I get when I first arrive at a remote campsite? Probably relief sometimes, to be honest with you. Finding relief at arriving at a campsite. For instance, the site that we're at tonight, we didn't expect to get this site. I'd seen this site on a prior trip quite a number of years back. We're getting 8 years ago. I'd passed by this site and I made a mark on my map that there was a campsite here. And when we came back in this time, it's a long weekend. It's the Terry Fox weekend or August long weekend, and we didn't make it out on the Friday night, so we come in on a Saturday. And you're coming in on a long weekend. There's a lot of people out here, and your sites are all taken. And so paddling here, seeing the site that 8 years ago I just marked on a map. I didn't even remember the site. I just paddled by it and I said, oh, there's a campsite. I'm going to mark it. And knowing it was here, after checking out every site that we could have, I think there was about 5 sites that we looked at before we ended up making the additional paddle on to here, to arrive at a site and it's empty and there's no tent there. There's a joy when you paddle around that corner and you're looking at it. Maybe you can't see it from the direction you're coming, and you can't see if there's any tents, and you're looking, and when you see it and there's no tents, and you see that fire pit sitting up on the rock, and okay, I've found my home for the night. Relief. Definitely is going to be relief. On the flip side of that, of course, when you paddle up to the site and you turn the corner and you see a tent, it's heartbreak. You've paddled however long you've paddled. If you're on a trip and there's one campsite on a lake and you paddle into it and it's 5, 6 o'clock at night and, maybe sun sets at 7, you don't have much time left. Or worse, it's dusk and you're looking for a site after a long, hard day of paddling, and you want nothing more than to get a meal and set your tent up and go to sleep, yeah, it can be absolutely, utterly heartbreaking to pull into a site and find it occupied in the backcountry. I think the biggest thing when I first come into a site and I've arrived and I walk up, I look for cleanliness. I look, did the people before practice leave no trace? Is there garbage everywhere? Is there half-burned food or stuff in the fire pit? How well is it taken care of? Because a messy camp and a dirty camp will attract animals. And the animals, it can be even the small ones like the mice and the rodents that are looking for an easy meal, but they'll chew through your gear, they'll chew into your packs. No matter what precautions you take, we're human, we might forget something. And if we forget it, you're not going to, you forget a wrapper or something that's got a little bit of granola bar on it, and, someone chews through your $100 pack to get at it. For essentially a piece of garbage. And so I'm looking for a clean site. I'm looking for a site with, obviously you don't want to see any signs of bear activity right around it, a fresh pile of bear dung or something like that. Depends how well the site is, how often it's used. Most of the campsites I'm at are used sites. I'm not making camp on the rocks, just, I'm going somewhere where someone's been before, so that's makes it a little easier. But I'm looking for a clean camp when I walk up. That's tent spots, level, no roots. You start trying to figure out where you're going to put your gear. We've got a bug tent, and we have 2 tents when we travel as a rule. So we're looking for, okay, can we sit these tents up? Can we put our gear here? Where's the trees? Where's the trees for hammocks? They're beautiful to lounge in, but if you don't have the right trees when you get to a site, you're not able to use them. So, yeah, those are the type of things. You're trying to place your equipment on the land that's there. Will it all fit? Will it all set up? But sometimes maybe you don't have a choice. That's the site you're going to get, and if you can't set everything up, or you got to be a little tighter, you're a little tighter. And it's just the way it goes. Me crooks. There's me crooks. Oh. Here we go.
found another pile of moose shit. The meese have been
Busy?
been living around here. Sure.
Right on.
Yeah, I always realized I had to specify that it wasn't human shit, because going backcountry camping and finding a pile of human shit ain't that weird either.
Correct.
Yeah, shit be everywhere. Lots of shit. Although, to be completely honest,
Every camping trip, I find, even if you go back to the same place, always has its own vibe. It's not always the same. Each time, it's a little bit different. Even if you do the same thing. I don't know if that's the way it is for you, but it certainly is for me. One thing we try to do all the time, we really have actually taken to quite liking, is this little cheddar jack cheese spread from Packet Gourmet. I think I first heard about it, of all places, was a YouTuber, David Gray. He always gets to camp and he has this. And he has it. He's always making the cheese spread and introducing other people to it. And one time I had to order some Ova Easy eggs. And one of the places you can get it from is Packet Gourmet. And I thought, wow, I'm going to give it a try. So I ordered a couple of them. Now when I place an order to Packet Gourmet, it's for the cheddar cheese spread. And then I add a few things like Ova Easy and a few other items. Now it says 4 tablespoons or 2 ounces of liquid. I always add a little bit more. It just needs just a little bit more to rehydrate right. At least that's
The mileage may vary, as they say, but that's what I've found out. Give it a good stir in here. Need all the crevices, cracks, get that liquid going. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you see it down in there. There it is, eh? Put it on these crackers. We just use a Breton. We just use a little gluten-free cracker. Sound off in the distance there. Squirrel, probably. We haven't seen any loons on the way in today. Last week was the August long weekend. This is 1 week later. And no loons this time. You know, there were a couple out in the bay. A couple we would see them on the way in. Haven't seen any loons. No loons at all today. Yep. Definitely an upset squirrel. So we let that sit about 20 minutes. We stir it a couple of times. And then we take out these Bretons and whatnot and use them. And that's our hors d'oeuvre while we're getting hungry for supper. We just sit here and watch the world go by. Then we gotta check and see if our hors d'oeuvres are ready. We throw it on the ground. One thing I always do is I don't remember tablespoons and quarter cups and like ounces to conversions. And if you're out somewhere and you don't have cell service, which is what you're hoping for in that country, right? You're hoping to have cell. You're trying to get away, escape, relax. I just take a Sharpie, I'll write on the back how many ounces or tablespoons. So I got this little tablespoon, teaspoon measure. Works really well for those type of things. We might be ready here. Nope. Nope, not ready. We need a little bit more. I think there's probably enough liquid, and it just needs more time. I see your woodpecker's back. Just pat it dry, pat it flat. All right. It says 20 minutes, but we'll give it a little while longer. Always takes a little longer than 20 minutes.
Lacking. Camping cocaine. There's Christmas cocaine, which is snowballs, and camping cocaine, which is this.
Okay. Backer Gourmet. Cheddar cheese spread.
As we sit here. I just inhaled wine.
Wow.
I really like wine, so, you know.
Woodpecker on the tree over there, right at the top. I think he's gone now. So over the course of a lot of my videos, you've noticed that I have this adventure hat. It's lived its best days. It's done. It's been replaced by this outbound hat. It needs to be used, but as long as I have this, I'm going to still use it. So tonight, we're going to say goodbye to an old friend. fitting way. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little slice of Canadian Shield, a little escape from reality. But for me, it's time to take down the tents, pack it up, head back to reality. It's a beautiful day today. There'll be a little bit of wind, but nothing that isn't manageable. Very peaceful here. Hope you got a little bit of peace out of the video too. Take care. We'll see you on the next trip.